Stand gives Tannadice a modern new look and helped provide a marvellous setting for the first Tayside Premier League derby for 3.5 years. And one of the features of Dundee United's success this season has been the stability of the team selection. So these 11 start a match for the third consecutive time, and there have been precious few changes since the start of the season. And that stability has helped enable Duncan Ferguson to maintain the form, which put him in the Scotland international squad. He's still only 20, and he's scored 8 goals already this season. Dundee have had to do without the services of Graham Ricks. He's out with an Achilles tendon injury. And Paul Mathers continues in goal at the expense of Jim Leighton. Manager Simon Steinrod has been concerned about the centre-half position, and to solve the problem he's given the number 5 jersey to young Kevin Bain, who celebrates his 20th birthday today. He was the captain of Scotland's highly successful World Youth Championship team in 1989, but this is the first time he started a Premier Division match. And the referee this afternoon is Mr. Louis Thau from Ayr, a very experienced official. It's his 14th season in Grade 1. One surprise at the start is the fact that George Fox stand is not completely full, but nevertheless it's a marvellous atmosphere for the start of the game. United carrying the fight early on to the Dundee defence. Here's Alec Cleland coming from a right midfield position, but the flag is up for offside in the middle, so it's a free kick to Dundee, giving him the chance to settle down. There's Brian Bendel, the linesman. So a contest here between Dundee United, who are undefeated at home in the league, and Dundee, who have yet to record a victory away from home in the league. But of course the statistics go for nothing in derbies. Billy Dodds is offside. So the linesman Stuart Logan from Elgin. Jim Duffy's header. There's McInally. There's no offside. Here's a chance for Connolly. A little stumble there by Paddy Connolly, and that split second made all the difference. Enjoying a very good spell though in the United side. Scored 6 times so far this season. Diddy helping on that corner kick from O'Neill. So a long throw possibility here for United. Taken short there by Johnson to Connolly. Here's John Clark setting it up there for O'Neill. Good defending there by Duffy. Very quickly to the danger point. Swept upfield now by Campbell. There's Neri. And the referee has given a free kick against David Neri for his aerial challenge. Free kick to Dundee, who have Den Beeman and Gulzine to cause problems in the air for United. Alan Main at full stretch there, good judgment. Looked for a second as though he may have come underneath the ball. There could be no mistakes made by Alan Main. He was so well committed to that. Ferguson racing into the penalty area, getting up early for that. Bain was there ahead of Johnson. John Clark. Well, Alan Main living dangerously, kept his head extremely well. Oh, goalkeepers love that when it comes off. And what a disaster it might have been. Ferguson with a touch again. And Morris Malpass it was racing in on that. Challenged by Duffy. Well, these high balls into the penalty area, with Duncan Ferguson able to get above most defenders, so treacherous for defences. Duffy did well. Another throw to United. Van der Horn making space for a long one. Duncan Ferguson lofts it high in the air. It's helped on there by O'Neill. Clark playing it low this time. That's Duncan Ferguson touching the ball wide for Malpass. Back now with Johnson. Spinning off the head of Bain. And a good chance there for Connolly. A very difficult chance nevertheless, but he did get the ball on target. Header here from Kevin Bain, and Connolly trying to take that with a hook shot on the drop. Not at all easy. Got it on target, but Mathers was in the right place for Dundee. Dundee really have coped with the aerial threat of Duncan Ferguson very well over the piece so far. And that is the problem for United, that they can become a little bit slavish to looking for Ferguson in the air in the box. And with very skillful men like O'Neill and Connolly preferring the ball on the ground. A little bit of variety, perhaps, likely to come into the United team. O'Neill playing it across, headed away by McKeown. There's Neri. Looking well with Johnson. Duffy's header, there's Johnson. Working hard to keep that down. Malpass now to O'Neill. Going through the gap, taking a dive. There's no penalty kick. Well, I wonder in fact that John O'Neill may well have been fouled, but his dive persuaded the referee not to give the decision. There was O'Neill going through the gap. Now he may have been touched, but certainly not enough to bring out that dive. He may have been the victim of his own dramatic art. Malpass. O'Neill is dropped deep. Trying to take on McQuillan. Good pass for Ferguson. Back with Johnson. Now McInally. Looking for the return from Connolly. Johnson quickly in again. United maintain the pressure. This is Cleland. A fine effort there by Alex Cleland. The credit too must go to Freddie van der Hoorn for the way in which he provided the decoy. Look at van der Hoorn going out of the picture to the left. As Cleland came inside for that left foot shot, it was very close indeed. Here's van der Hoorn. Showing too much of that to Gilzine. Now Duffy. Then Beeman. Robbed quickly by O'Neill. Malpass stepping away from Kevin Bain for the last action of the first half. Well, it was certainly competitive. United holding territorial advantage, but Dundee looking very dangerous on the counter-attack. And John O'Neill causing some controversy when he went down in the penalty box looking for a penalty kick, and that was denied by referee Louis Thau. So the match still there to be won. At half-time is Dundee United 0, Dundee 0. The problem for Dundee United in this second half is to match the fire and commitment of Dundee, which is evident throughout the first half, and make what appears to be just a little bit of extra class tell. And for Dundee, it's to maintain the commitment they've shown in that first half and to try to find that little bit of creative inspiration to trouble the United defence. Well, the match is still very much there to be won. And it's certainly Dundee who've shown the hunger and the desire in the first half, whereas United have had territorial advantage created by their extra ability coming from midfield in particular. There's been some tinkering with the United formation at half-time. It's involved bringing John O'Neill to the right flank and pushing Alec Cleland across to the left as Paddy Connolly runs offside there. So looking relaxed, Simon Stainrod. I think he'd be happy to leave here with a point. Here's Gilzine again. Looking a little bit laboured in his movement, and I wonder how much longer he'll remain on the field. Clearly in distress. This is van der Hoorn. O'Neill trying to get the better of Campbell on the touchline. He has to settle for a throw. There's Campbell with a throw. Van der Hoorn lofting it forward. It's awkward there for Dundee. Here's Cleland. Great effort there by Cleland. The second good effort of the match. It was well held by Paul Mathers in goal. A lot of control here by Cleland, keeping the ball down on the half volley. Jim Duffy has a cut eye, so that'll have to be repaired before he can continue, at least covered. Malpass. Connolly, too quick with the layoff. Back with Neri. Malpass. Ferguson chesting it down this time. He has some space. Here's Van der Haan. Cleland on the right touchline. Alec Cleland's cross. Met by McEwen. Once again, another good opportunity for United to send over a telling cross. Hasn't come off. So the alteration being made in the Dundee United ranks. Victor Ferreira, the Argentinian, is coming on. And he will replace Paddy Connolly, who hasn't had things going his way, especially in this second half. He caught offside a few times. His touch has neglected him rather since the interval. So Ferreira joins Ferguson in attack. Good header down. There's John Clark. It just bounced too high for him. Good header by McEwen. This is Dodds. Rosines through the middle. Now has some options to the right. One of them was Den Beeman. Den Beeman recovers well. This is Bain playing the anchor role in midfield with McEwen. And a fine effort there by Kevin Bain. The referee says there was no touch by the goalkeeper. So he's given a goal kick, but it looked as though Alan Main may have had a touch for this. And a good effort by Kevin Bain. He controlled it well. Jim McLean has come down to try to change the pattern of play. It's a great pass from Clark. Ferguson kept the ball in play. And Maiders came to meet that. Verto in two minds. Pereira just about a yard out of range for that. There's David Mary, careful with the pass back. Alan Main, comfortable with the ball at his feet. Reminding United fans of Hamish McAlpin. Would love to make sorties forward before the rules had changed. He'd have welcomed that. Here's Van der Haan. No free kick there. Dodds making an obstruction there for Neri in the eyes of the referee. That's a careless one from Ferguson, who hasn't had the best of matches this afternoon. Dolzin to McQuillan. Good running by Den Beeman. A chance on now for Dundee. Den Beeman goes down. It's a penalty kick, and Alan Main will be in serious trouble. Ivo Den Beeman going through in the keeper. The pass back was short, and John Clark being waved away. John Clark should take the blame. He should have cleared that. Then Beeman going wide of the keeper. A clear penalty kick, and I fear for Alan Main. Well, the referee content to leave Alan Main on the field, and the penalty kick will be taken by Dodds. It's 1-0 to Dundee. Billy Dodds, with his 8th goal of the season, maintains a 100% penalty record this season. Main was left with no chance. Well, referee Louis Thau taking an indulgent view, perhaps, in the light of the laws of Alan Main. Perhaps a judge that another defender had a chance of coming in on that. He wasn't the last man, he thinks. But in any event, Billy Dodds has perhaps settled the match for Dundee. The goal coming 10 minutes from the end. So can United come back? Good goalkeeping by Mathers. He wasn't at all happy with the attentions of Grant Johnson. The Dundee defenders complaining bitterly that Johnson went through rather recklessly.
Helped on there by Giljean. All the noise you hear coming with the Dundee supporters to the right, behind Paul Mathers. Pereira to Johnson. Trying hard to keep that on target. Difficult to dig the ball coming across like that. Well, a long time since these Dundee supporters have had the chance to celebrate a Premier Division victory over their Tayside rivals United. And unless United can produce something in the closing 8 minutes or so, it will be a victory for Dundee. Grant Johnson withdrawn, Dave Bowman goes on, a member of the Scotland European Championship squad in Sweden. This is Neri, Pereira. O'Neill, well tackled by Diddy. Dundee continuing to play as though their lives depended upon it. The Beatty waits to come on. The birthday boy, Kevin Bain, comes off. He's had a very satisfactory match for Dundee. Being congratulated there by Simon Steinrod. Well controlled by Duffy. This is Van der Haan. Ferguson coming deep. Looking for Ferreira. He dives off his marker, Alan Denny. It fails to impress referee Thau. Bit of speech play there. Duffy and Pereira. Mathers' long ball goes all the way through the main. The referee is checking his watch. We're into injury time now. Come off the head of McEwen. Bowman lets it run, he'll take the throw. Pereira makes himself available ahead. The goal kick. Pereira inviting a challenge to concede a corner. It didn't come. And that may well be the last bit of defensive bother for Dundee. Well, Dundee fans preparing to celebrate in earnest when the final whistle goes. We've had 90 seconds of injury time. The referee continually checking his watch. The match is over. Dundee are the winners. The penalty kick, 10 minutes from time, converted coolly by the skipper Billy Dodds. Good enough to win the match. The first Tayside derby for a very long time. There is some aggravation on the field. Duffy and Bowman had to be separated there. Jim Duffy requiring to be calmed down. He became irate. Dave Bowman also becoming a little bit upset. Well, it certainly has been a fiery match. Simon Steinrod goes on to calm down Jim Duffy and go to the fans, who certainly provided tremendous vocal support throughout the game, even at stages when United appeared to be well in command. These supporters have backed the men from Dens Park superbly, and they've earned the reward with a dramatic victory towards the end. Billy Dodds, the goal scorer. These Dundee players came out fired up for the match, and that kind of commitment has made all the difference. The undefeated home record of Dundee United is lost. Dundee win their first away match in the Premier Division. It's Dundee United 0, Dundee 1.
Simon, your first Tayside derby in charge. How do you feel about that one?
Well, I'm very elated, obviously. We came here with a game plan, stuck to it throughout, and got the rewards in the end.
In that game plan, was there a degree of fire and commitment and determination to win?
Well, I would hope we've always got that, but I think the derby atmosphere definitely lifted the lads. You know, a lot of lads have obviously come out of football from England or abroad, and perhaps not used to that kind of atmosphere. And I'm sure it gave them a lift, and they were determined to succeed.
No, I didn't think it was the most entertaining game, to be honest. You know, I think it was a cup tie game. But this is our first Premier League derby for 3 seasons now, and I think the importance of it, filtered through to the players, and the support we had today, kept us going. I think we organised ourselves really well today, and you know, maybe at the end of the game, possibly maybe just deserved to win.
What do you think was the decisive factor?
I think the decisive factor today was the first clean sheet we've had for a number of weeks. We've only had one other one this season, that was away to Airdrie, and really we've worked really hard this week in tightening things up at the back and coping with the threat of Duncan Ferguson, and I think we managed that well today, and we always know we're liable to take a chance, and that's the way it worked out today.
It's down to good players and it's down to good organisation. We spend a lot of time in training working on these things. You know, Jim Duffy works very hard at the club on the coaching side, as do me myself. But it's the hard work that pays off. But again, you know, I reiterate, this is very early days in the season, and well, I said against Rangers, it's one result. That's two results.
Well, I said it was very pleasing for us, you know, because you know, we worked hard this week in trying to organise ourselves to get a result against Dundee United, and it's something really we've been lacking in doing. We've probably thought if we went out, we'll score enough goals to win, because we've been playing well, but really we were pretty badly organised other than one or two games. So, you know, for me personally, you know, and the effort of the players that worked hard this week, and we get the benefits of it on Saturday, and I think that's always rewarding for you.
It gives us a more solid base to work from. And you know, the sooner you get to enough points that keeps you in the Premier League, the more you can relax and enjoy the football. But in the meantime, you've got to try and entertain and defend well. And there's so much to do. It's incredible. You know, it's a long, hard season, and there's a lot of work ahead.
There were one or two pleasantries at the end of the match. We've got some pictures of you getting involved in something that looked a bit unpleasant. What can you tell us about that?
Well, I mean, that's, you know, a little bit silly for myself. It caught me a wee bit in the emotions of the game, maybe towards the final whistle, and a little bit of disagreement with Victor Ferreira. But you know, I'm never too old to learn, and hopefully I'll learn. And I don't think you'll see me get involved in anything like that the rest of this season, Joe.
I hope not, but well played today. Thanks very much, Jim.
Thanks very much.
A resolution from Jim Duffy. 3 years ago, Dundee took 6 points out of 8 against United, and they've got off to a good start again this season. As a Dundonian, Derek, you know how important a derby win is in the city.
That is, especially when they go to the works on the Monday morning. There's always the bets and everything else, but they're always keenly contested, these games, and you're always going to get little flare-ups in these games.
We'll see a couple of, well, one particular incident, which really was quite unpleasant in a moment, but generally your impressions of the game. It wasn't an outstanding match, to be fair, was it?
Very few of them are. I mean, both goalkeepers were never really bothered to. A couple of shots at either end. It was mostly in midfield stuff there. But you very rarely get really good footballing games in Derby. It doesn't matter if it's Manchester, Glasgow or Dundee.
Yeah. Would you say Dundee were worthy of their 2 points over the piece?
Well, watching the game, as Jim Duffy said, they worked hard defensively. Duncan Ferguson's given everybody problems this season, and he didn't today, so obviously Dundee did their homework and it worked for them today.
That's right, and Billy Dodd's obviously in an excellent goal-scoring form, isn't he? Let's take a look then at that incident just towards the end of the match. Now, what you have to look for here is on the right-hand side of the screen. Now, there's Ferreira going down, and he actually spits on Duffy. You can see it quite clearly. And Duffy reacts, understand, because I think that is the most disgusting thing, Derek, I've got to say. I think that's not on.
Yeah, I think players can accept being kicked because that's part and parcel of our game. But and it's not the first time that Victor's done that this season. OK, as South American, that's what they do there. I mean, and he's bringing it into our game. I think that's something that we have to stamp out the game right away.
Right-hand edge of the picture, just out of the picture, unfortunately, at the end of the match, there's obviously, there's words, there are reports that a punch was thrown. Now, we don't see that, unfortunately, but apparently afterwards the referee called for Victor Ferreira into his dressing room, and he will be reported, whether for violent conduct or whatever, we're not sure. But it was an unfortunate ending to the match.
Well, obviously players react differently after the game. The team that have won are delighted, but the team that have got beat are obviously not. There are little vendettas that go on in the game, and obviously that was one of them. We saw Jim Duffy with the cut eye there.
That's right, but you have to condemn the spitting, which seemed to start all the trouble.
That's got to be stamped out. You can accept all the kicking, that's part and parcel of the game, but once you start doing that sort of thing, no, I don't know if he's watching Spitting Image or whatever, do you, but I think we've got to stamp that out of the game right away.
Absolutely. Controversial incident, of course, the penalty, which in fact led to the winner, but should Alan Main have been sent off? Well,
I mean, the referee doesn't have the benefit of the television, and it's a good move. I mean, he reckoned the goalkeeper went for the ball, but and that he wasn't the last man. Well, I think he was. I think it'll show it again. I mean, he's well by him there. He goes and takes the feet from him, and of course that the ball is cleared there. But this is it shown. This is him going by the goalkeeper. Look, he's by the goalkeeper now. Now, you see that the Dundee United defender still 2 or 3 yards away when he's brought down. So Alan Main was the last man. And the way the referee should have done, he should have sent him off.
Yes.
I mean, it could have easily been a yellow card, but really the rules say if he's the last man he's brought down, he's sent off. This is the grey areas that referees have to get into.
No.
I mean, it should either be you're off or you're on.
That's right. But Louis Howe obviously believed that that it was a fair attempt to reach the ball and that it wasn't the last man.
Well, that's why he didn't even get booked, which disappointed a lot of Dundee fans, I'm sure.
Yeah, United will feel it's penalty enough, of course, that the penalty lost them the match.
Yeah.
Important win, finally, for Dundee, though, because despite beating Rangers early in the season, they've gone off the boil a bit since then. That's an important win for them, isn't it?
Well, I think they went out to have a go at the Aberdeens and the Celtics, and they didn't get the result they were looking for. I think they get the bonus against Motherwell when they scored a late winner, and of course beating your old rivals. If that doesn't give you a lift, then nothing will.